Warning. Use the items in this video at your own risk. This video is a demonstration of how I make my Gemini Jets terminals. I will not be at fault if you are injured. Thank you and enjoy the video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red River Aviation. Hope you guys are all on a fantastic day today. And today we have finally, after a long wait, the Gemini Jets how to make your own 1:400 scale custom terminal video. This is a voiceover video, and I usually do not do videos like this, so bear with me if some things are wrong or just out of place. It seems trying to make it work. So hope you guys are excited for today's video. If you guys are, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. There's multiple materials you're going to need in this video. Some of it's inexpensive, just pretty easy to find. Other things, I have a lot to go over. Update channel wise, which I don't think that's going to happen right now, but anyways, we're going to get started with the materials you'll need for this airport or this project. So you'll need 2x4 pieces of wood, so you can go buy that at your local hardware lumber store on the lines of that. You're going to need a saw, or what I'm going to call the electric saw, which you'll see later on in the video. It's just an electric saw with a blade that pretty much does the same thing, just a very easier to do it. You're going to need a ruler. You are going to need a writing utensil, pencil, pen, marker, whatever. You are going to need the custom window foils. If you want windows on your terminal, the link is in the description for that. I'll show you guys how to put those on, like everything else. And for the windows, you're going to need, or I forgot to say, paint of your choice. So spray paint, just paint that you use on a brush, or just any sort of paint like that. You're going to need hot glue, which I would recommend using, or wood glue, but I would try to stay away from tape if you can. And then for the jet bridges, you're going to need the hammer, and you're also going to need to nail the size of the Gemini Jets gateway knob things. So yeah, anyways, with all those being said, now I'm going to go over exactly how you're going to make your terminal. So what you're going to do is you're going to begin by getting your wood out. As you can see in this demonstration, you're going to mark it up with your ruler and your pencil. You're simply just going to mark in dimensions how you want your the terminal set up. So if you want let's say a foot section, you're going to go 12 inches. You're going to mark 12 inches through the whole thing and do it along the lines of that. I do have a demonstration where I cut a piece of these 2x4s in half, or long ways. Not usually how I would do it horizontally, just an example where I do it long ways. I would highly recommend you stay away from that. It's a very long process. I did throw some of it in here, but anyways, you're gonna take that and you're gonna cut it across, and you're gonna cut your section of the terminal. You can do it how I did with Tulsa also, and you can cut it at an angle too. That is perfectly fine. I highly recommend, if you're mainly, the only reason I put the warning in the beginning was for the saw that you're seeing on screen, hopefully. Highly recommend you would use that over the actual saw. However, the saw would work. The electric saw is just, I mean, as long as you put force into it, it'll get it cut very quickly. So I'd recommend you use the saw if you can. That was the main reason why that's in there. Just be very careful when you're using it. Don't let it slide out of your hand or anything like that, especially when you're towards the end on these pieces of wood. Now, when you're cutting the wood, just be very precise. I don't know where the clip is, but I showed a brief example of exactly how you can cut that wood and make it very simple on that as well. So I'm going to let that roll through here on this time lapse of the portions I made. I cut out so you guys can see it. So I'm going to let that go through right now.
against wood. Oh, come on. Yes. Oh, yes. The proudest day of my YouTube career. Not really. It'll be when I get to 100,000 subscribers. Boys, we did it. All right. So, now that that's done, thank you guys for bearing with. Holy crap. We have been recording a whole hour. And the sweat messed up my analog stick, but we're at 51 minutes. All right, well. Oh my God. Okay. Next up is we are gonna paint the terminals. Yep, you do, right? Okay, so this was the, which piece was the best? This piece is probably, well, they both had that like problem. This is probably the best piece, so I'm gonna take you guys over there with me to the grass, and we're gonna paint these terminals.
And there's also timestamps in the description. So if you are looking for a specific section or don't want to watch the time lapses, those are in the description. So, anyways. Now on to the spray painting part of this, or the painting. So I recommend you use spray paint because it stays very well and it's very easy to use. So all you have to do is, in my spray paint example, other paints you can figure it out. It's probably pretty simple. Just take your brush and paint it. But in the spray paint, all you do is just shake up your can and then just start spraying on whatever you want. I don't do the bottoms of my terminals. That's an option if you'd like to. If you think that it's going to be able to be seen under, if you're using glass or something like that, you're more than welcome to use. You're more than welcome to spray it under. But I think that it's pretty much fine as long as you get the sides and the top portions of the terminals. So not a whole lot more to say about this. Just I would recommend doing it on grass or towels or something like that. I would not do it somewhere where you don't want spray paint, of course. Just be precautious, and you could also wear gloves if you want to, if you're using spray paint, to avoid getting it on your hand, which is one thing I did. But anyways, let the time lapse of that go through now. Next up is going to be, this has been a pretty simple process. It's just a lot of time lapse for you guys to watch if you're curious on how I did all of mine. But yeah, the steps are very simple. Next up, you're going to, before you do the windows, I highly recommend first you do the terminal sections, how to nail in their jet bridges. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the knob portion off the jet bridge and you're going to level it. Make sure to level it. That's a big key in this. Make sure to level it with where it's going to be, the hole's going to be. This is optional too. If you don't have a hammer and a nail, it's fine, but it's just easier to operate your gates if you do it this way, as long as it's not too high or too low. Just get it right on the edge. Take your writing utensil and mark it, and then take your hammer. Make sure it's the size of the Gemini Jets jump bridge. Is either if it's too big, it's going to be loose. If it's too small, you're not going to be able to get the gate in. So take it, make sure to nail it through, and don't get it too far in. Just very simple, just nail it, and yeah, just make it pretty simple. Nail it through, and that would be it for that. So just take your hammer, nail it, and put it in there. Make sure it's nice and operational, as I did in my time lapses here, as long as you're seeing those. Just nail it, and not much more for this tip. Just be precautious when you're using the hammer. Don't mess anything up. Don't hit your models or anything. Just get it on a open piece of just somewhere, and just start nailing away. You can do it for however many gates you want. And yeah, what I really like about these terminals is you can make them exactly how you like. So if you would just want 3 gates, you can have 3 nails. You can get 3 slots for your 3 gates, and very simple like that. So yeah, time lapse begins for that now. What you're going to do is you're going to print your window foils if you'd like to do that. If not, if you're not able to, you can make windows by just using glue and paper and just coloring them. Whatever you want to do. If you don't want windows, that's fine too. You can come up with other things. You can have a completely no window terminal. I'm sure there's all kinds of things you can do. You can make outside walkways and stuff, but that's besides the point. I've not made that yet, so I'm showing you guys what I've made in these. So the measurement you are going to need is the, I've kind of got confused. On my window foils, if you're using them, which I highly recommend, we'll link in the description once again, you're going to mark it simply at every, you're going to get 4 sections marked of, I'm going to have to go get the ruler. It will be 1 mark over a 1/2 inch. So the next line past the 1/2 inch is where you're going to mark it for the 4 sections, and then you're just going to simply cut it through. And then you're going to tape that on, or not tape, I used to tape, preferably hot glue that onto your terminals. So just print as many as you need. I printed 5 for my Tulsa terminals, sheet wise, and just print in the 4x6. Don't make it too big or whatever the format is. Make sure that color's on, of course, and just mark it. Just do 4 times, then ruler horizontal, and then just cut them through, and then just simply cut the portions that you need when you're turning and stuff. And then also, once you have your gates hot glued on, preferably if taped or wood glue, whatever, once you get those put on, then you're going to take your nail and you're going to find where you had your socket, and you're going to push the nail through so it opens up in that window portion. Make sure the hot glue or whatever is good enough to where your window's not going to fall off when you do that. Just put the nail through there and open up your gate socket, and then your gate will just go right there with the window too, to where you can see that. And this was specifically just for a terminal. This isn't an apron video. I already did how to make a custom gate if you'd like to watch that video. And then how to make your own custom model airport maybe is the next video in this series. I'm not sure. But very simple video today, guys. So, yeah, that was all the steps. So the time lapse goes What you're seeing on screen is the final result. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed how to make the terminal. Once again, pretty simple. It's just more the labor side. I just put in time lapse. If you made it this far, thank you. I just really didn't. This was more of a video just to show you guys how. And the gate, it was just so straightforward. There wasn't multiple steps to it to where this worked out to where I could do it like this. So this was a little different, but I think it would work. It will work out. So hopefully it did. Anyways, so yeah, just simply just follow all those steps. You can always go back, or you can watch how I did. If you have questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section below on specific things. You can also add on to your methods of how to do it. For example, if you wanted to add a custom, even if it's wood or something, stairway to get down to your gates, you can do that. Or doors in the terminal, just cut out a portion or make doors and then glue it onto the side of the door. It's a whole different realm of all kinds of things you can do. This is completely up to your imagination or what you're trying to represent or anything like that. So I just showed you guys the basics. You can pretty much add on. It looks pretty good in my opinion. It's definitely not perfect, but it's definitely a pretty accurate representation, as you can make it as far as you want. Make sure if you're doing an airport that's real, make sure before you, if you're making gates and stuff, make sure do not cut the terminal before you do your apron. Do the apron first. Make sure all the gates line up where you want them, and that it's not too short or long in one place. So make sure you have that all sorted out and all the things along the lines of that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. It will be a trip report on Friday, and then I have my big trip to Nashville, Tennessee. Trip announcement came out for that. A lot of news on that. But yeah, I'll probably do an IG live stream maybe just to catch everybody up. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully this was helpful. And yeah, anyways, Red River Aviation signing off.